welcome to the MVP Show. My intention is that you listen to the stories of these MVP guests and are inspired to become an MVP and bring value to the world through your skills. If you have not checked it out already, I do a YouTube series called How to Become an MVP. The link is in the show notes. With that, let's get on with the show. Today's guest is from Serbia. He works at Companial as a Partner Technology Strategist for customer engagement in the Power Platform, and he also does some freelancing for many Dynamics 365 partners around the world. He was first awarded as MVP in 2024. You can find links to his bio, social media, etc. in the show notes for this episode. Welcome to the show, Marko.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for having me.
Pleased to have you on the show. As I was doing some research on you, I realized that our paths have crossed in the last couple of months without us knowing in person at Dynamics Minds. And I was there. You were there, right?
Yeah, of course. It's my second year. So second conference, second time being there.
And it's right in your backyard, right? It's just over the border or so. So close. 2 countries away, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 countries away.
Yeah. Awesome. Before we get started, I always like to ask guests around food, family, and fun. What's the best food to eat in Serbia? What's the best thing to do fun-wise? And anything about your family?
Okay, yeah, with food, obviously, you're looking at me, so it means that I like food. We have interesting cuisine in Serbia because we really have influence from different cultures, from Turkey, from Hungary, and but my favorite probably is called sarma. It's like cabbage leaves filled with meat and rice and with a lot of other different things. You do not have to use cabbage. You can use many different vegetables which has leaves, and then rolled out and boiled for many hours, and then it is really traditional, especially for whole Southern Europe. So,
wow.
Yeah,
it sounds nice.
From the food part, yeah, probably that. The family part, I'm father of a 3-year-old boy. So this is my unhappily married, and this is my main occupation from the family side, and probably main occupation currently in my life. And the third one was...
what do you do for fun?
Yeah, for fun, I do parenting. Yeah, with small boy, it's generally that. But on the other side, yeah, I play tennis for many years. I like to play guitar. And generally, traditionally, in Belgrade, everybody likes to go partying because probably we are the party capital of the Europe. So it's like 24/7.
Interesting. I've never been to Serbia. The closest I've been is to Bosnia and Montenegro and Croatia. So I've wrapped all the countries around you, but not been that far. So I've not done Serbia yet. But there's still plenty of time. Hopefully I'll get that in. Tell me a bit about the company you work for.
Yeah, so I started working for Companial maybe around 6 months ago, but I had some history with them, working with them with their part of the company called Platan. It's the learning part where they were mainly focused to Business Central clients and partners, but now they're really having the learning platform for whole Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. But as Companial, I'm there as Partner Technology Strategist, and exactly the same role at Microsoft. And this is the company which is only partner oriented. So we have like a huge list of the Microsoft partners, which we are there to help in many different ways. So if you need help on some active issues during the implementation, or if you need help during pre-sales, or if you need any kind of advice, if you need to start onboarding in understanding of the platform for a new people. So we are there to help partner in their strategic position and to guide them through whole processes of implementation and whatever they need in their day-to-day job, to guide them and to help them work better. And also my role there is just to be there for the partners, to speak about new things, to help them in any possible and imaginable way, and to guide them through their job.
Nice. And is your partners mainly in Europe, or where are they located?
We have in Europe and USA, but let's say the most of the partners are in Europe. We are currently active on a US market, but our part of the company is open in Canada, so there we have official company and everything. But yeah, officially we are active on the North America and European market.
Yeah, awesome. And tell me about how you became an MVP.
Yeah, so I'm happily renewed this year, and I had the influence of a lot of MVPs around me. I know them for many, many years, and I always like to share some knowledge. And couple of years ago, I started thinking in that perspective that maybe I have some knowledge which I like to share. So as usual, I started writing. I started submitting for a session to start speaking in a first local conference, then luckily in worldwide events. And in some moment, nomination came. I was nominated by Renato Fajdiga. He's my really good friend now from Croatia. And I know that he's renewed MVP, so we are now really, really close. And then, like 3 months later, I just got confirmation. Congratulations, you are now officially an MVP. So
nice.
Probably the happiest moment in career.
Yeah. So good. Now, I notice you do a bit of freelancing as well. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell me about it, because I tell you why this is so interesting to folks listening to the show. Is a lot of people I have noticed in the last 12 months are expressing interest in doing freelance work. They might work for a partner or work for somebody, but there's maybe not even enough money coming in from that work that they want to take on additional work. And I'm seeing more and more freelancers in the community. You're one, so I'd be interested to know how you started freelancing and what's involved in it.
Yeah, so I started my first freelancing job was now for the company where I'm working. So yeah, that was like my first engagement outside of let's say official company where I'm working. But currently I'm working mostly like freelance in the US. So this is probably the market where I'm mostly focused to work and or to help other partners to do some implementation. And currently why I'm doing it is because on my position is focused. I'm generally speaking all day. I'm talking to partners. I'm trying to help them resolve the problems or to understand the platform better. I'm a little bit more outside of that implementation process. I'm really not working on implementations if I'm taking that day-to-day job in count. And I still like it. And the opportunity of having still that job and being in contact with one partner, helping them implement only one solution for resolving their issues, really I like that job still, and I'm enjoying doing it. And so basically, I started because I was young. It was beginning of career. It was nice to have some money on the side, and now I'm just whenever somebody contacts me, I'm really trying to measure if I have time, if it will take a lot of my personal side of playing around with my son, I will not take it. But yeah, generally now if somebody contacts me, I say, okay, let me check, then I'm taking it or not.
Awesome. Is it all right if I ask you some questions around the practicalities of freelancing?
Of course.
Yeah. So first of all, how do people find you to do freelance work? Is it like LinkedIn? Is it Upwork? What's the main channels that they find you?
Mostly LinkedIn. People are mostly contacting me through LinkedIn, so it's the easiest way how somebody could find me.
Yes. And then are you specializing in your freelance work? I'm talking about specifically in a certain area, because if you search on LinkedIn, there's thousands of people that work in the Power Platform and Dynamics 365. How do they find you specifically that you're available to do freelance work for them?
When I take in account everybody who contacts me, there is probably more than 90% of the people who has contacted me for some job I'm not able, or I'm not the right guy to do it. It's hard to do filtration based on that. I'm trying to be honest always. It's not the idea to take maybe some money on the side and that I know that I'm not the right person to do that job. So I'm always 100% open and 100% clear with saying what I can really deliver and what I cannot deliver. And basically on that, I talk, I see the requirements, I check what I can do, or maybe if I know something which can deliver something, and then we proceed or not.
Nice. Interesting. And just back to your specialization, are you more on the what do you consider your role from a freelancer perspective? Are you hardcore? Are you into dev, or are you into more functional type role, or more to an architect role? What type of role do you often take in your freelance work?
Mostly it's like functional, or let's call it low code, no code development. I can write some basics.
So Power Platform?
Power Platform, and Power Apps, Dynamics 365, customer engagement, whole group. It is really naturally connected. And I started like it was still called Microsoft CRM. So that's my general expertise. And I have some basic knowledge about Business Central. Because I like to connect to BC, to take data outside of BC, and with that possibility of being on a stage, a lot of conferences, I saw that the BC community is one of the strongest, if it is not the strongest, for conferences, and I try to take that opportunity and to just reach to that point of the people where I can maybe give something interesting in Power Platform, but I have to deliver something connected to BC. So I was talking about how to connect with BC, with Power Platform, with Copilot Studio, previously Power Virtual Agent, with how to create application based on BC data. So I know the full data synchronization processes. So I know some out of the box BC things, but I will not be able to implement it on my own. So it's clear, but I know some of the stuff, and especially in a project where we have collaboration in both of two systems, I know how to set it up and how really project should work.
Yeah. Awesome. And so typically at at Dynamics Minds, and I think you're at the European Power Platform Conference, right?
No, I was not there. No, last year it was in some moment where I was on some other conferences already pre-approved, and this year I submitted session and I didn't got approved. But where I am generally, Dynamics Minds, Directions, I was accepted at all three of them, but I was sadly not able to go to Asia. Days of Knowledge, Community Summit in North America. So yeah, I'm trying to remember where else.
Wow, you go to a few. What did you talk about at Dynamics Minds?
I talk about connecting Copilot Studio with external platforms, so like BC, how to extend it with M365, or how to work inside of the sales with Copilot Studio. That was one session, and another session was about business events in Business Central with Power Automate.
Very good, very good. Another practical question around freelancing, and that is when it comes to payment. With US-based customers, etc., one of the things I often get asked from freelancers is, how do you sort out payment? Like, I don't necessarily have a US dollar bank account, or I don't have a euros bank account, or I don't have a British pounds bank account. How can you transact in those currencies? How do you do your financial transactions, as in so that your customers on the freelance work can pay you?
Yeah, so there is two approaches. I'm co-founder of one US company, so I have a company with account. But and it is a startup. It's called Tunka. It's a startup for gathering all professionals in business application world. So it is not focused on Microsoft. To gather them and to have the platform where some company can come and organize the virtual team and do implementation process based on virtual teams, so without any necessity of having a partner. But on the other side, this is only for the company part. When I need money, when I need to be paid personally, I'm generally using Pioneer. It is probably the best approach because you have multi-currency account. I'm from Serbia. We are not part of European Union, so we have our own currency. The laws are generally almost the same like EU, but we have some slight difference, and especially we have different currency. So the best approach for me is Pioneer, and then you can easily just go and take money out of the Pioneer account and put it in your personal account. Of course, there is some taxes regulations. You have to think about that. Was the taxes in your country, but for me, Pioneer is probably the easiest way. And the good thing is that you can have the virtual card or printed card is going to be delivered to your address. So yeah, you can use that money with that card. You do not have to transfer it to your account.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Just always check because of the taxes in your country to not go with any tax regulations.
Yeah, so true. I set up my Pioneer account when I was living in the United Kingdom because it seemed a good option then. But since then, I actually use Wise for all my multi-currency transactions, and it's worked well, particularly because I get paid a lot out of the US. Okay, that's interesting. Tell me, becoming an MVP, was it worth it?
Yeah, really, when I really then understood how much it worth from the perspective of some informations and having that possibility to be really connected with product groups. And to talk them about the future of the products which you like and you love them in some sort of way, and having that opportunity really to help in development of them and really to know some things in advance, and then again to talk with product group and really sharing that knowledge, it is really, really worth it.
Yeah. So true. Well, Marko, thanks for getting up so early and coming on the show.
Thank you, Marky, for having me.
Hey, thanks for listening. I'm your host, Business Application MVP Mark Smith, otherwise known as the NZ365 Guy. If you like the show and want to be a supporter, check out buymeacoffee.com/NZ365 Guy. Thanks again, and see you next time.